Hello, it's Nikki. How are you doing? I have a fun exercise for you today, and hopefully one that can just bring a little sprinkle of something back into your business. I sense out there many people are tired, and I know myself, when I get tired, I can't really make decisions very well. And also, not only can I not make decisions and take action, but I start to doubt the stuff that I've already done. And I sometimes go into a bit of maybe I just need to start again, or, oh, this just feels a bit weird, or I'm just not sure. And then what I sometimes do is I make strange, not very much so much now, but certainly in the past, I've made decisions based on what I should do. So I bought somebody's blueprint because I found their sales page so compelling, and they drew me in, and I suddenly thought, well, maybe I should do that. Maybe that's the thing that I should do. And then I would get halfway through the course and go, no, but I don't want to do that. And I know that they're saying that I need to put this in the second paragraph of my about page, but it doesn't feel good. And I wouldn't say it like that. And that's not how I do business. And if somebody met me in real life and then they saw my online presence, the two wouldn't match. And so I have to, again and again, keep coming back to a sense of what feels good and how do I want to do this. And this has been struggle sounds like a big word, but it's been a rocky relationship. That's what I would say, because if you're building a personal brand, a business, or your combination of skills, your portfolio, career, it can be tricky sometimes because you don't have a blueprint to follow. You don't necessarily go, well, that person is an accountant and they graduated from that university and this is what they did in their first job. No, mine is a real pick and mix of, podcaster, actor, coach, writer, speaker. So as I've gone through this process, I've really had to feel it out and learn to trust my own intuition, my own instinct, which when you're starting out and you assume that everybody knows better than you and you are very much in the beginner's mode, like, I don't know anything. It can be quite a challenge. Anyway, on to the fun exercise. Today, I would love you to play around with this. You can play around with it in terms of your social media, the offerings that you provide, your about page, how you pitch to people, how you email. And I want you to think of, and I'm going to give you some case studies, of course I am, because that's what I do, thinking about how your friends and family, the ones that like you, view you and what those skills are. There's this very sort of, old-fashioned version of being work you and then weekend you. And actually, I think there's a real sweet spot, especially now. Now, that's not to say that I don't have boundaries or I would rock up somewhere not with a kind of work head on and go, I just don't, I've had a couple of bottles of wine and I've just turned up. Like, no, it's not about that. But there's not a moment where I would ever, and I look back in terms of my career, where I've suddenly turned up with like a steely work face on of like, no, I would just never go for a drink with somebody afterwards because I'm in work mode. Or equally, I end up walking around Hampstead Heath or whatever with a pal, and sometimes we'll have business chats. So I think there's a really lovely combination that you can have. But my exercise for you today is to think about some things or some attributes or personality traits that you have that your friends and family really like in you, and thinking about how you can incorporate them into your business. So the first thing when I did this exercise is I am that person who is kind of reliable, or I put people at ease, or quite often I have secrets about people because I like to consider myself a loyal person and a good pal. And if somebody shares something with me in confidence, I will absolutely protect that. So I am that person who holds that container, who if I'm at a family do and I know that somebody's pregnant on the table, like I've already clocked it and I'm like helping, I don't know, I'm taking the prawns so that person doesn't have to eat them, or, whatever the thing is. I don't actually know if prawns is a thing that you can't eat when you're pregnant, but, I am that person. And so I noticed that in terms of my business and the way that I communicate, the way that I say things. And I know that when you make a commitment to work with somebody or you buy something, it can feel scary sometimes. Yes, it can feel exciting and expansive and all of those sorts of things, but also it can feel pretty scary. So I know that adding that bit in my copy or leaving voice notes of saying, welcome, come on in, take a seat, is going to be a really great thing. The second thing, I am definitely somebody who is always mixing it up. So I have one experience that I can share with you. I remember going up for an audition and I was to play an astrophysicist. I know, typecast again or what? Joking, obviously. And I know nothing about astrophysics. And as part of the audition, the casting director, I think it was the director as well, said, could you just talk about a few things? Could you just, just give us a little speech? And so what I did in that audition was not to play to my weaknesses of trying to second guess what astrophysics was all about, but instead I did a goal setting workshop and a sort of motivational speech essentially. And so my combination of skills has really helped me get to this spot. So, and I guess, so leading back to the friends and family, I might get people in my friends and family who go, Nikki, I'm coming to London for the weekend. What bus do I get? Or which is the quickest way? Or where would you recommend to eat? Or when you had a child, which baby grows did you recommend? Or any of those sorts of things. I can be a bit of a go-to person in my friends and family. So what is that for you? What is your version? What are you kind of reliable for or known for, I guess? The third thing is I am always looking and I'm seeking, I guess, inspiration. So I am somebody who wants to go to a food market in, I live in London, which is great, but I always want to explore this, or a gallery's open, or I want to go to the theatre, or that restaurant's open, or something's going on. Equally, where I live, we have a lot of independent shops. So I'm always looking at, what's that new brand? And why are they different? And why am I feeling that I want to buy that? Or what is it about their story that really connects them? So when I'm thinking about the stuff that I can bring to the table, it keeps me really sharp because that person offline in real life is always looking and reading and researching and thinking about things. So I make sure that that really works for my ideal client as well. Number 4, I am doing it too. And I am kind of on the ride as well. So I know there are some people who are like, I've done this same thing for 30 years. And I mean, this might be your secret sauce. You might be somebody who's like, I've been in the same industry for 20 years. I know it inside out, back of my hand. I can just do it quick. But because I've always been mixing it about and also working on my own self-development all the time, I understand it when somebody goes, ooh, feel a bit scared there. Not really sure. Oh, where am I going? Oh, what's happening? Because I'm doing it as well. So thinking about how you can match your clients, how you can have that empathy, you can build that rapport and really understand what's going on for them. The final thing is, as a friend or in my family, I always ask those open questions. So if somebody asks me for advice, for example, I'm always the first person who says, what do you think you should do? Or what feels good? Or what's going on? Or what would be the ideal situation? I am never the sort of person who go, right, this is what you should do. Come on, let's go. Let's do X, Y, and Z. And feel like I'm shoving them into a corner or leading by my own agenda. I'm not about that at all. So as a coach or as an actor or as a podcaster, I'm never sort of leading it and saying, this is what my plan is for you. I'm always in the conversation, in the communication. So taking away from this, I would love you to think about 5 qualities or values or anything like that that you could have, that you could bring to the table, not only in a live setting, but you can really share as part of your marketing, part of your about page and all that good stuff. I'm going to update mine as well. If there is something that has sparked your interest here, do look at my strategy sessions. They're on my website, nikkiraby.com/coaching with Nikki. Equally, in my pick and mix shop, There is a discovery call conversation, which is all to do with things like, how do you generate work? How do you have a chat? How do you find that synergy? So you're not on the phone for 4 hours, but you can quickly decipher where you go from there. Equally, I have a really great training all about finding your ideal clients. So once you've done this exercise, you may then need a strategy to find those clients. So there we go. That's it for today. Thank you so much for listening, for watching. I hope this has brought some creativity to what you want to do. And remember, you can absolutely do things that in the way that looks and feels good to you. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this, if you've got something from it, do share it. I would absolutely love that. And sending you lots of love, and see you soon. Bye.